Hello guys, this is Mike from Deathless Gaming. Tonight I'm going to be giving you a quick rundown of the aircraft in Planetside 2. And this is not going to teach you so much as how to fly them, just what they are and what their purpose is. So I'm going to tell you how to, get into other people's aircraft and how to, do all that stuff. So I'm in the VR training. If you don't know what this is, it's kind of like another continent, except you don't get hit by damage by friendlies or anything like that. So, first, let's go and change my class to Engineer. Engineer is like Engineer in Battlefield 4, and it'll allow you essentially to heal your vehicle, so it's pretty much a no-brainer when you're piloting an aircraft. So, I'm going to pull the first aircraft, and this is called the Mossy. It is faction-specific, so that means that I'm in the TR faction, but the Van Nu faction will have something called the Scythe, so it's not going to be the same aircraft. But I'll talk about it in later tutorials. So, faction-specific, ESF has a nose gun and then a wing mount, and these are typically missiles. So let's spawn that, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how it works. So to get the outside view of the vehicle, press T. Now to move around, roll your mouse, go forward with your mouse, go backward with your mouse. To hover, press space. So you can pretty much see how that works in the game mechanics. To go to the side, press D. To right, use your left rather, press A. And to go forward momentum and gain throttle, press W. Also, pressing space and W will give you more throttle and will also let you gain altitude. So to zoom in with your gun, right click, and to fire on an aircraft, press your left click. So you can hover, and it's very useful with this. This is mainly designed to kill other aircraft or infantry. So let's take out the missiles. That's for infantry. You do roll down, and hover, and you essentially left click, right click, same thing. So the Mossy really is designed for killing infantry or other small aircraft, like the Mossy. It's not really designed for killing armor, but it can in some cases with the proper loadouts, which I can get to into a later tutorial. But it's mostly for killing infantry in small fights, and mostly used for dogfighting. This is the dogfighting aircraft of Planetside 2, and it can get really elite sometimes, but that's some games. So when you pull this aircraft, use your mechanics and just make sure you know how to use it before you take it to live server, because it can get confusing and you don't want to spend resources on this and lose it. So let's pull another aircraft. Now I kind of missed this before, but pulling aircraft costs you resources. The Mossy costs you about 350 resources. The resources are given to you every minute 50 plus. So let's pull the Valkyrie. Now the Valkyrie is a transport aircraft that has one nose gun and 6 slots and 4 rumble seats. So I'm gonna land this thing. It's essentially the same controls for the Mossy flying. So let's land it, and I'm gonna show you the rumble seats and stuff. So to enter the aircraft, press E. This is used for transportation. To move around the aircraft, press F2, and that'll let you move to a different seat. Same mechanics for firing. Now, if you want to move seats, sometimes you'll request and that won't happen. But that's pretty much how your seat mechanics work. So this mainly is used to fly and drop infantry on enemies. But if you drop in the Mossy, you will die. So if you do not have what is called squad logistics equipped with this aircraft, then when you drop out of it, when you press E, you will take damage. So I'm going to show you what that is. It comes to you free. So it's in utility slot, and you just equip squad logistics. That'll let people spawn your aircraft like a Sunday, but also let people drop out. So that's pretty much how this aircraft works. It's mainly used for transporting troops over a large amount of distances, which is used a lot during Planetside 2. So let's look at Planetside 2's bomber, which is essentially the Liberator. Now the Liberator can be anti-tank and anti-infantry depending on your loadout, which I'm not going to get into. This is a little more expensive. On the cert-wise, it's like pulling a tank. Now it has a nose gun and then 2 other gunner seats, which can be equipped with various attachments. This is much slower, and really you don't want to use this unless you have... It holds a large amount of armor, but it also holds a lot amount of punch, so you can get hit by tank fire, but you also can destroy tanks, so you have to use this wisely. Now, it's the same zoom in and fire, and this is very effective, and as you can see in about 2 shots, I can take down another Liberator, and if this guy was landed or repairing, that he would be down very fast, and it can also take down infantry. As you can see, I'm damaging him. So, a Liberator is useful in anti-infantry situations or anti-tank situations, but you have to know what you're doing before you approach this aircraft, because this aircraft is a little harder to maneuver in game mechanics. So usually when you pull these, you want to have gunners, so you can just land it next to your warp gate like I am here. And now I'm going to go over the last and final aircraft in Planetside 2. So when you jump out of the Liberator, you also take fall damage, just a piece of advice. So I'm going to pull the Galaxy. This is also costs as much as the Liberator. It has 4 gunner seats, and then about 8 normal seats. This holds 12 people, so it's very useful for dropping infantry on tanks and stuff, but it's also very slow. Now here's a fun fact about it. It also can take a lot of damage, like the Liberator. So you can pretty much destroy anything you want with it. Now, another fun fact about this is when you drop out of this, even if you don't have squad logistics equipped, you won't take fall damage. So that's good. So it'll basically let you drop from like 1,000 feet onto infantry, and they won't know how you got there. It'll also let you get into situations you won't otherwise get into. So as you can see, this Liberator takes damage. This Galaxy takes damage really well. If I just land on top of this ESF, I destroy it. And you'll see this a lot in montages about this game. People like to do that. And really this game is basically, can sometimes be used as a gunship, this Galaxy, but it really does work best as a squad logistics system. And it can be used in all sorts of situations. And those are pretty much all of the aircraft in Planetside 2. Now, I may release an in-depth tutorial later, but that is pretty much how everything works. Now I want to take my time and go off on how you spawn into a Galaxy or Valkyrie. Now, you don't spawn into like a normal spawn point. You have to join a platoon. And as you can see, I have squad spawns, and that's a Sunday. But it will be the same for Liberator or Valkyrie. And if you click that, it'll let you spawn into it. As you can see, I can spawn directly into the Sunday, and that will essentially allow you to spawn into it wherever it is, as long as the Galaxy or Valkyrie is not full. And that's pretty much a rundown of how Planetside 2 aircraft work. If you have any questions, give it to me in the comments, and I'll answer them. If you'd like to help out the site, deathlessgaming.tv, click on the ads. Pretty much, that's it. This is Mike saying goodbye.